Welcome to Manchester United News Update. Subscribe for more Manchester United news, match previews, and transfer updates. Man United transfer news. Marcus Rashford transfer statement issued as £35 million deal moves closer. Marcus Rashford remains the most high-profile name linked with a transfer before Monday's deadline, with the Manchester United forward revealing he will look for a new challenge. Marcus Rashford continues to dominate the headlines, but it remains unclear whether a potential buyer or loan club can be found before next Monday night's deadline. The out-of-favor forward has been linked with a move for much of the month, but on Tuesday, another potential suitor dropped out of the race to sign him. Elsewhere, United are pushing for a deal to sign young defender Patrick Dorgu from Lecce, with the Serie A club holding out for a fee of about £35 million to sanction the move this week. Here are the big stories from in and around Old Trafford as crunch time for the recruitment chiefs arrives. Rashford hire. Fenerbahce will not be signing Rashford before the end of the window, their vice president has confirmed. The Turkish giants, managed by ex-United boss Jose Mourinho, claim they have been offered the chance to sign the forward, but are not pursuing a deal this month. Actually, yesterday it was in the news that we are interested in him, Akun Ilikali told Sky Sports. I think Rashford is a fantastic player. I really like him. But at the end of the day, when you have some players in your team who play in the same role, it is not logical to get two players in the same position which are much better than other players. What I will say is that these types of players need to play. If he comes, then one of our players wouldn't be able to play. When it came in front of us, unfortunately we said no for this transfer. There is nothing that we are interested in him. Of course, there are some rumors that spread. I can say very comfortably that we are not interested, but he is a good player. Dorgu deal. Manchester United continue to hold talks with Lecce as they close on a £30 million deal for Patrick Dorgu. The Red Devils will continue to engage in discussions with the Italian side this week as they look to make their first major addition of the January transfer window. Lecce president Saverio Sticky Damiani had made it clear that the club didn't want to sell, but Dorgu is eager for the clubs to reach an agreement. United are in need of new recruits, and with Ruben Amorim playing a 3-4-3 system, the wingback position has become vital, and the team currently lack players who can naturally play in that role. Rival state of play, there are only 5 more sleeps until deadline day, and while Manchester City have led the spending charge so far, a host of clubs are looking to boost their squad for the final third of the campaign. Marcus Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho appear the biggest names who could make a switch between now and Monday night. Patrick Dorgu. Man United transfer agreement reached as Casemiro receives January Lifeline. The latest Manchester United transfer news amid updates on Patrick Dorgu, Casemiro, and Alejandro Garnacho. Manchester United have agreed a £31.4 million deal with lease to sign Patrick Dorgu, according to latest reports. The versatile wingback is set to become the first signing of the Ruben Amorim era. Dorgu has made 57 appearances for Lecce since joining them from Danish side Nordsjælland in 2022 and has been capped 4 times by Denmark. He is recognized as one of the most talented defenders in Serie A, and United have moved fast to secure his services amid interest from Chelsea. According to Sky Sports Italy, United have agreed to pay £25.2 million up front, plus a further £6.2 million in add-ons for the 20-year-old sensation. Dorgu is expected to sign a 5-year contract at Old Trafford. Reports in Italy state that Dorgu is believed to be anxiously looking at his phone to get confirmation that he can travel to the airport before making his way to Manchester to finalize the transfer. United had identified Dorgu as the prime target to strengthen the left wing-back role in Amorim's system. Amorim has predominantly been utilizing Diogo Dalot as a left-back since his arrival at United back in November. Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia are the other left-back options in United's squad, but the Old Trafford hierarchy have identified the position as the one area in need of reinforcements before the transfer window closes. Elsewhere, AS Roma have asked for information about Casemiro, according to Sky Sports Italy. The Italian side are looking for a replacement for Leandro Paredes, who is heavily linked with a return switch to Boca Juniors. Casemiro, meanwhile, has fallen down the pecking order at United. The 32-year-old hasn't played a single minute in 2025, and he was an unused substitute for the 6th game running. Transfer News Live. Arsenal set to learn Naipan decision. Man United close to deal for Dorgu, Liverpool latest. Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United are among those to watch in the finals days of the January transfer window as clubs in the Premier League and across the world look to wrap up deals before the deadline, while Chelsea's late interest in Alejandro Garnacho could unlock a series of moves. The Gunners are desperate to sign a striker, and though a move for RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko looks unlikely this month, Mikel Arteta's side are still pursuing the forward. Wolves' Matheus Cunha is seen as an alternative should they not manage to secure Sesko, while Arsenal lead the race for Norwegian starlet Sverre Nypan. Manchester United, meanwhile, are closing in on a deal with Lecce for defender Patrick Dorgu, but the club need to sell to buy, with Garnacho possibly on the way out and Antony offloaded on loan to Real Betis. Marcus Rashford is also searching for a move away from Old Trafford, but only one club looks like a possible option this January. Chelsea break women's world transfer record to sign U.S. star Naomi Girma. Chelsea have confirmed the signing of United States defender Naomi Girma for a reported world record fee. The 24-year-old was unveiled on the pitch by the Women's Super League champions ahead of Sunday's game against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. She arrives from San Diego Wave for a reported £900,000, eclipsing the current record paid by Bay FC in February 2024 for Rachel Kundananji by £215,000. 5 transfers that could happen before deadline, and the desperate clubs behind them. The January transfer window is into its final week, with time running out for Premier League clubs to get deals over the line. The Premier League deadline is Monday, February 3rd, at 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, with Manchester United, Chelsea and Arsenal all looking to complete business. The Gunners want a striker, and Mikel Arteta is open to new recruits to help the club catch Liverpool in the title race, while Chelsea are hoping to be opportunistic in the market. The damning final truth of Antony's Manchester United nightmare Ruben Amorim was discussing a forward he doesn't pick. He said on Sunday, be willing to put his 63-year-old goalkeeping coach on the bench ahead of him if he didn't give the maximum in training. It wasn't Antony he was talking about. Marcus Rashford was the man damned by comparison with Jorge Vital. Although a spot on the bench has already opened up, the temptation is to suggest the veteran Vital would be of similar use to Antony as a substitute. Fabrizio Romano, Man United, book medical for next January signing after Old Trafford visit and Arsenal snub. Manchester United are beginning to accelerate their transfer business as deadline day approaches. Manchester United have had a quiet January transfer window so far, but a number of deals could be completed ahead of Monday's 11 p.m. deadline. The Red Devils have signed Diego Leon from Cerro Porteño this month, with the Paraguay youth international set to officially arrive in Manchester this summer. A deal for Patrick Dorgu has accelerated in the last 24 hours, with reports from Italy claiming an agreement has been reached between United and Lecce. The fee is said to be £29 million up front, with £4 million in add-ons after the Serie A club had knocked back 2 other offers from the Red Devils. United have sanctioned exits this month, with Antony heading to Real Betis on loan, while a host younger players have headed out to EFL clubs on loan. Ethan Wheatley was one of the most recent to depart as he headed to runaway League Two leaders Walsall until the end of the season, according to reports. The Red Devils have agreed a deal for their next January arrival. Man United, book medical for Heaven. United are close to finalizing a transfer for defender Aiden Heaven, according to Italian journalist Fabrizio Romano. He reported on X, Aiden Heaven to Manchester United. Here we go. Exclusive story from last week, confirmed as 18-year-old centre-backs set to leave Arsenal and join MUFC. Medical booked after he rejected new deal from Arsenal and Eintracht approaches. Agreement being formally sealed. He's a really good prospect, and we'll see if we can find a solution with him. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta was questioned about Heaven's future on Friday but remained coy. The 18-year-old from London made his senior debut for the Gunners earlier this season as he came off the bench in a 3-0 at Preston North End in the Carabao Cup. The Red Devils recruited Cheeto Obi Martin from the Gunners back in September, and now look to have repeated the trick with a medical in place for Heaven. The Red Devils have always had a strong focus on youth players, something that was re-emphasized by new minority owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe following his purchase of a 27.7% stake in the club last year.